There are words you may have longed to hear your entire life. Not shouted, not demanded, not tied to performance or perfection, but whispered. Words that reach deeper than the surface, deeper than logic, deeper than scars. Words that settle into the fragile places of your soul and say, with unwavering certainty, you are loved. This is the whisper of Jesus, not a whisper of hesitation, but of holiness, not a whisper of doubt, but of divine truth. He speaks it over you not because of who you've been, but because of who He is. Love is not just something He gives, it is who He is. And when He looks at you, He doesn't flinch. He sees you entirely and still chooses to stay. You may have grown up believing love had to be earned, that it came with conditions, with silence, with absence when you didn't measure up. You may have learned to perform for love, to chase it, to beg for it, and in that desperation, you started wondering if you were worthy of it at all. But Jesus does not love like the world. He does not love the idea of you, or the future version of you, or the part of you that fits the mold. He loves the whole of you, the part that still questions, the part that still breaks, the part that still returns to old wounds looking for comfort. When He whispers, you are loved, it is not a distant sentiment, it is an eternal reality. You don't need to be louder to be heard by Him. You don't need to be cleaner to be held by Him. You don't need to be better to be embraced by Him. His love is not a reward. It is a river, constant and deep, flowing into every crevice of your story. Maybe you've tried to fix yourself before approaching Him. Maybe you've hidden the parts of you thought He couldn't handle. But nothing you've done has disqualified you from His affection. Nothing you've said has scared Him away. Nothing in your past has closed the door of His love. He is the God who sits at wells with the outcast, who lets the bleeding woman touch His robe, who lifts the chin of the ashamed and says, "Neither do I condemn you." That same Jesus is whispering to you now. Let those words echo. Let them soften the places you've hardened to survive. Let them heal the places shame tried to bury. Let them remind you that you are not abandoned, not overlooked, not unloved. You are chosen. You are seen. You are held. You are loved. Love is not always loud. Sometimes it shows up in the quietest ways, a sunrise breaking through despair, a breath that feels lighter after tears, a moment of stillness when the noise finally fades. And in those quiet places, Jesus is near. He is not measuring your devotion with a checklist. He's not asking for spotless performance. He's looking into your heart and whispering again, you are loved, not because you've earned it, but because you're His. Maybe you've run far, maybe you've turned away, maybe you've felt too dirty, too ashamed, too exhausted to believe you could ever come back. But love doesn't wait for perfection. It reaches into the dust and wraps you in mercy. That's what Jesus does. He kneels beside the broken, not above them. He speaks life to the dead places. He reminds you that love is your birthright, not a prize for those who never fall. His love does not depend on your ability to stay strong. It meets you exactly where you are, tired, afraid, and maybe not sure what comes next. Do you know what that means? It means you can stop pretending. You can stop performing. You can stop exhausting yourself trying to be enough. You are already enough, for Him, just as you are. That whisper is not faint because it's weak. It's soft because it's sacred. It's the sound of God bending low to your heart and saying, I see you, I know you, I love you. Let it in. Let it melt the years of hardness and doubt. Let it touch the memories that still sting. Let it be the truth you come back to when every other voice fades. Because His whisper is steady. It doesn't change with your emotions. It doesn't disappear in your failures. It is the constant invitation to come home. You don't need to find the way back on your own. He is the way. You don't need to fix your heart before you come. He is the healer. You don't need to prove your worth. He already decided it at the cross. So rest, not in what you can do, but in what's already been done. Rest in the finished love of a Savior who gave everything just to call you His. And if these words have reached a quiet place in your soul, if this whisper has stirred something long buried, then take a moment to breathe it in and share it with someone else. Like this message, comment what you felt or heard. Share it with a friend who needs to know they are loved. and subscribe so more hearts can be reached by the voice of love himself. There's someone else waiting in the silence. 2. Someone who thinks they're forgotten. Someone who needs to hear the whisper you just heard. Let it spread. Let it rise. Let it carry the weight of grace further than your fears. Because that whisper is for you, but it's also for the world. You are loved. Always have been. Always will be. Some days, you will wake up and not feel it. The love, the worth, the nearness of God. Your mind might race with doubts. Your heart might feel numb. Your soul might ache for something more. And in those moments, the silence can feel like absence. But silence is not absence. Distance is not rejection. Emotion is not the measure of truth. Jesus doesn't just whisper when your faith is strong. He whispers when it's fragile, when it's flickering like a candle in the wind, when all you have left is a whisper of your own. He meets you there, with his. You are loved, even when your prayers feel unanswered, even when your strength is gone, even when your faith is smaller than a mustard seed. You are still loved, and that love is not diluted by time or weakened by failure. It is full, fierce, forever. When Jesus sat with Peter, after the denial, after the shame, after the silence, he didn't ask for an apology. He asked a question. Do you love me? Not to shame Peter, but to restore him, to show him that love, once broken, can be built again, and not just built, but trusted, empowered, sent out to change the world. That is how Jesus restores. That is how he loves. Gently, fully, always. So if you've been afraid to look him in the eyes, look now. You won't find disappointment. You'll find mercy. You'll find understanding. You'll find eyes that have seen it all and still say, "You are mine." You don't have to make him love you. He already does. You don't have to chase his approval. You already have it. You don't have to wonder if you're enough. His whisper answers every question you never dared to ask. Yes, you are seen. Yes, you are chosen. Yes, you are loved. That kind of love changes everything. It lifts burdens without asking for payment. It heals wounds without asking for proof. It builds bridges where shame tried to build walls. Let him love you there. In the place where your voice trembles. In the place where your history whispers shame. In the place where you still doubt he means it. Because he does. Love is not just what he gives. It is the air he breathes. The blood he spilled. The empty grave he left behind so you would never have to question again. You are loved. Now, here, even in this. Even when you're unsure. Even when you're still hurting. Even when you feel unlovable. You are loved. And nothing will ever separate you from that love. Not height or depth. Not angels or demons. Not the past you regret or the future you fear. Not death. Not life. Nothing. His love is louder than your shame. And quieter than your striving. It comes in the whisper. And stays in the silence. And holds you through every storm. This is love. This is Jesus. This is for you. You may not remember the moment love first found you. Maybe it wasn't dramatic. Maybe it didn't come with fireworks or goosebumps or voices from heaven. Maybe it came in a quiet realization, in the pause after a song, in the stillness after a prayer, in the eyes of someone who showed up when everyone else left. That was him. Jesus doesn't always arrive in a spotlight. Sometimes, he walks in through the back door of your story and sits beside you until you notice he's been there the whole time. He whispers, not because he is weak, but because he is near. He doesn't shout to compete for your attention. He whispers because he already has your heart, even if you don't know it yet. There is no wound too deep for his love. No story too shattered. No identity too lost. You may think you've gone too far, that you've out-sinned grace. But you haven't. You may think the damage is permanent, that no one could possibly look at you and call you beloved. But he does. Jesus looks at you, tangled mess and all, and calls you worthy of love. He knows the cost of your pain. He knows what it took to survive. And he doesn't rush your healing. He simply holds you as you learn how to receive again. Love isn't always easy to accept, especially when you've been taught that it comes with conditions, that it's fragile, that it leaves. But his love doesn't leave. It doesn't expire. It doesn't change its mind. He loves you on the days you believe it, and on the days you can't. He loves you when you feel strong, and when you fall apart in silence. He loves you when you're worshipping, and when you're wondering if any of this is even real. And if you think he only speaks to saints, look again. He spoke to the broken, the rejected, the ones the world called unworthy. He whispers to you, even now, especially now, because the deepest truth you will ever learn is not how to perform for love, but how to receive it. Not how to earn God's favor, but how to fall into it like water, letting it carry you without needing to swim. That's how his love works. It finds the tired, the empty, the ones who have nothing left to prove, and it fills them. So let go. Let go of the voice that says you're not enough. Let go of the memory that tells you love always leaves. Let go of the need to be strong all the time. Let him whisper again, you are loved, even now, even here, especially here, and always. There's something sacred about being seen and still being loved. The world may celebrate your strengths, but Jesus loves you even in your weakness. He loves you not in spite of your flaws, but with full awareness of them. There's no need to pretend with him. You can bring the real you, the tired you, the angry you, the confused, doubting, aching, messy you, and still, he leans in. Still, he whispers, you are loved. When you can't get the words right, when you feel numb in worship, when prayer feels like silence, he's not grading you. He's holding you. He's reminding you that love is not a transaction. It's a presence. His presence. It doesn't show up because you got everything together. It shows up because you need him. And he never hesitates to come close. If you're in a season where your heart feels heavy, where joy is a memory and not a moment, know that love is not waiting on the other side of your healing. It's here, in the process, in the unraveling, in the questions that don't have answers yet. You are not on trial. You are not being tested to earn affection. You are being drawn. And what draws you is not fear. It's kindness. Jesus doesn't manipulate. He doesn't coerce. He invites. He reaches out his hand and says, let me show you how loved you already are. Let that hand find yours again today. Not with pressure, but with peace. Not with rules, but with rest. Not with conditions, but with compassion. Let love lead you where shame has blocked your path. Let love guide you back to the places you stopped believing good things could happen again. Let love rewrite the labels others placed on you, because he sees through them. He sees your soul, and he calls it beautiful. You may have believed that love could only come through change. But what if real change only comes through love? What if all your striving was never the starting point, but a distraction? What if the very transformation you long for begins the moment you surrender, not to pressure, but to love? You are loved into healing, not pushed into it. You are loved into courage, not shamed into it. You are loved as you are, and that love will never leave you where you are. This is the whisper. This is the truth. And this is your invitation to stop running and start receiving, to stop hiding and start healing, to stop questioning if you are worthy and start resting in the one who made you worthy. Let him tell you again. Let him hold you again. Let him speak softly until your soul is still. You are loved, now and always, no matter what. The world often gives you reasons to question your worth. A harsh word, a betrayal, a door that closed when you needed it most. And slowly, without even realizing it, you begin to internalize the lie. Maybe I'm not lovable. But that lie has no place in your story. Because before the rejection, before the failure, before the silence, you were loved. And you still are. Jesus doesn't love you in theory. He loves you in the reality of your life. In the messy middle. In the in-between. In the places you wish were different. His love doesn't ask you to hide those places. It enters them. He sits with you in your questions. He weeps with you in your pain. He walks with you through your shadows. He doesn't promise to remove every wound in an instant. But he promises that no wound will ever be wasted. That even your tears are gathered. That even your sighs are sacred. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not invisible. The world may overlook you, but he never does. He notices the tremble in your voice, the shift in your heart, The prayer you didn't have the strength to say out loud. And He meets you there. Not with condemnation, but with comfort. Not with judgment, but with joy. You are His joy. You are His beloved. Not because you've done everything right, but because His love is right for you. You were created in love, formed with care, fashioned in beauty, and nothing, no mistake, no fear, no circumstance, can undo that. Jesus doesn't love a future version of you. He loves the you that's here, right now, reading this, longing for something deeper, wondering if this could really be true. It is. He doesn't ask you to leap, just to lean, not to soar, just to stay. Let His love hold you. Let it cover the words spoken against you. Let it replace the lies with truth. You are not too far gone. You are not too complicated. You are not too broken. You are loved, in full, forever. Let that be the whisper you carry into your tomorrow. Let it be the truth that steadies your today. Let it be the healing that redeems your past. You are loved, not because you're lovable, but because He is love. And He chose you, still chooses you, every moment, every breath, every heartbeat. This is the whisper of the Savior. And it's for you. You don't have to earn what's already yours. That is the scandal of grace, the mystery of mercy, the tenderness of love. It's not based on how well you behave or how much you accomplish. It's based on who He is, and He is love. This love doesn't flinch when you confess your darkest thoughts. It doesn't shrink back when you bring your failures to the light. It stays, it remains, it covers. That's what makes it holy. Because the love of Jesus doesn't just tolerate you, it delights in you. It sees the masterpiece beneath the mess, the treasure beneath the trauma, the gold beneath the grief. You are not a mistake to be fixed. You are a soul to be embraced. Loved people heal differently. They walk differently. They breathe easier, not because life gets easier, but because they know they're not walking through it alone. Jesus doesn't just whisper in your victories. He whispers in the chaos, in the hospital room, in the heartbreak, in the anxiety, in the nights you cry into your pillow and ask if anyone sees you. He does. He always has. And He never looked away. If you knew how fiercely you were loved, how fully you were pursued, how deeply you were chosen, you would never question your value again. But He doesn't shame you for not knowing. He just keeps whispering, through scripture, through creation, through a quiet moment when the world slows down and you remember, you are loved. You've always been loved, even when you didn't love yourself, even when others didn't show it, even when you tried to sabotage every good thing that came your way. He kept loving, and He still does, not because of what you bring to the table, but because you are His table. You are the place He dwells. You are the one He calls beloved. And nothing can change that. So let your soul be still. Let the whisper settle in. You don't have to chase love anymore. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to earn one more thing. You can rest. You can return. You can receive. The whisper is enough. The cross was enough. The resurrection is proof. You are loved. And that will never change. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not ever. So walk forward. Not in fear, but in fullness. Not in shame, but in security. Not wondering if you're enough, but knowing He is. And His love is yours. Forever. It's easy to forget you're loved when the world keeps measuring your value by what you do, what you produce, what you achieve. But Jesus doesn't look at your resume. He looks at your heart. And He says, that's where I want to dwell. He's not waiting for you to become someone else. He's not loving a future version of you. He loves who you are now, even if you feel unfinished, unsure, undone. That's the beauty of divine love. It's not based on potential. It's based on presence. His presence with you, right now, right here. You could be in a crowd or completely alone, in joy or in grief, in clarity or in confusion. It doesn't matter where you are, because love already found you. And it's not letting go. You might have spent years thinking you had to perform your way into worthiness. That if you could just do better, be better, fix yourself, then maybe, just maybe, you'd be worthy of real love. But real love is not found on the other side of perfection. It's found on the other side of surrender. And Jesus is still whispering, surrender, beloved, not to shame, not to fear, surrender to love. Let it in. Let it break the walls you've built to protect yourself. Let it melt the masks you've worn to survive. Let it reintroduce you to yourself, not the version the world demanded, but the one He designed. You are not too far gone. You are not too complicated. You are not too late. Love still finds you. Love still chooses you. Love still whispers your name. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are not unloved. The enemy wants you to think you've missed it, that your chance is over, that your story has stalled. But heaven still sings over you. He still rejoices over you with gladness. He still calls you His delight. You don't need to strive anymore. You just need to stay. Stay in love. Stay in grace. Stay in the truth that you are no longer an orphan. You are a child, a son, a daughter, an heir. You have a place, a purpose, a promise, and nothing can undo that. The whisper isn't fading, it's rising, in every moment of doubt, in every step you take, in every breath you breathe. It's still speaking, still singing, still sustaining. Jesus is whispering, you are loved, forever. There's a kind of love that doesn't flinch at your failures, that doesn't run when things get messy, that doesn't disappear when you need it most. That kind of love is rare in the world, but it is the very nature of Jesus. He sees all of you, not just the polished parts, not just the prayers and praise. He sees the part of you that's scared to hope again, the part of you that wonders if you'll always feel this hollow ache, the part of you that's still trying to believe in redemption when everything inside screams for retreat. And He leans in closer. He doesn't draw back, He draws near, to whisper again, you are loved. You are loved even when you pull away, even when your faith flickers, even when you feel like you have nothing left to offer. His love is not a reward for the worthy. It's a gift for the willing. If all you can offer is a whisper, He receives it. If all you can give is your tears, He treasures them. If all you can do is sit still in His presence, He delights in your nearness. You don't need to impress Him. You don't need to persuade Him. You don't need to prove anything, because He already proved everything on the cross. And when He rose, He didn't just conquer death, He secured love's permanence. Love that will never be taken from you. Love that nothing can steal. Love that walks with you through every valley. You are not forgotten in the fog. You are not invisible in the chaos. You are not unloved in the silence. You are still seen, still known, still held. Let that be enough today. Let that be your anchor when the waves rise. Let that be your truth when your thoughts betray you. You don't have to understand it all. You just have to receive. Receive what's already been given. Receive the whisper that's always been speaking. You are loved, deeply, eternally, perfectly, and that love will carry you through, to the next breath, to the next step, to the next dawn, because the one who loves you never sleeps, never leaves, never fails. You are safe in His love, now and always. There's a moment when love becomes more than an idea, when it stops being a word on a page or a sermon in the background, and starts becoming something real, something that wraps around your soul and says, this is for you, not just for the perfect, not just for the put together, for you. This is the love that Jesus whispers, a love that doesn't need your credentials, a love that doesn't ask you to meet a quota of righteousness before you're embraced. He doesn't check your record before opening His arms. He already knows. He knows the nights you stayed up wondering if you were too much or not enough. He knows the mornings you woke up exhausted from pretending to be okay. He knows the way you've hidden your heart to avoid more hurt. And still, He whispers. Still, He calls you beloved. Still, He wants you. There is no shame too heavy for His hands, no regret too complicated for His redemption, no fear too loud for His voice. His whisper is steady, not because you are, but because He is. You may have fallen 100 times. You may have disappointed yourself again. You may have wandered far, thinking surely love has moved on. But He hasn't. He never left. He never changed His mind. The cross wasn't a moment of love. It was the message of eternity. And you are the reason he stayed. When the world pushed you away, he pulled you close. When religion made you feel unworthy, he offered you rest. When your thoughts turned dark, he became your light. His love is not just emotional, it's transformational. It finds the ashes and breathes beauty. It finds the ruin and builds something holy. It finds the lost and calls them by name. And your name has never left his lips. He has inscribed you on the palms of his hands. You are not a number. You are not a mistake. You are not just one of many. You are known, individually, intimately, infinitely. Let that truth change you. Let it heal what people broke. Let it restore what shame stole. Let it quiet the voice that says you're too far gone. Because Jesus is still whispering. And he doesn't lie. You are loved, fully, truly, without end. Let the whisper echo into your next breath. Let it become your new beginning. Let it become the place you rise. You don't have to chase him. He already came for you. You don't have to prove you're lovable. He already proved his love. So rest now, in the whisper, in the promise, in the truth that will never change. You are loved, now, forever, and always. Do you know how powerful it is to be loved when you least expect it? To be loved when you feel unlovable. To be chosen when you feel invisible. To be welcomed when all you've known is rejection. That is the kind of love Jesus brings. Not a love that waits until you clean yourself up. A love that walks into your mess, rolls up its sleeves, and says, I'm not afraid of this. Jesus didn't come for the polished. He came for the broken, the weary, the ashamed, the ones who sit in silence, afraid to be seen. He sees you, and not with judgment, with joy. You were never a burden to him, never a project, never a disappointment. You were the joy set before him. You were worth the cross. And now you are worth the whisper. Let that truth become your foundation. When anxiety screams, let love whisper louder. When shame rises, let grace flood in. When fear tells you you're alone, let truth remind you, he is with you. Not sometimes, not when you're strong, always. You don't need to hold yourself together to be held by him. He's not asking for a performance. He's inviting you to be present, to sit at his feet, to hear him speak, to let his voice define you more than the voices of your past. You are not who they said you were. You are not what they did to you. You are not your worst moment. You are his child, his treasure, his beloved. Let that wash over every label you've worn, every lie you've believed, every scar you've carried, because his love is not passive. It's powerful. It doesn't just accept you. It transforms you, from orphan to heir, from outcast to welcomed, from weary to whole. This love is your inheritance. This whisper is your truth. So don't run anymore. Don't hide. Let yourself be found. Let yourself be held. Let yourself believe again. Believe that love really is this good. Believe that grace really is this deep. Believe that Jesus really meant it when he said, I have loved you with an everlasting love. That love didn't expire when you messed up. It didn't pause when you doubted. It didn't fade when you walked away. It stayed, and it's still here. So breathe deep, and let the whisper wrap around your soul like a blanket. You are loved, and you always will be. No conditions, no exceptions. Just love, pure, patient, perfect, forever. Maybe no one ever told you how deeply you're loved. Maybe love was always loud, chaotic, conditional. Maybe it came and went like a tide, predictable in its absence, overwhelming in its power, and never staying long enough to feel safe. But Jesus doesn't love like that. He's not waiting for the right conditions. He doesn't pull back when you're too much or disappear when you're too little. He stays, he remains, and he whispers, even when your tears are silent, even when your anger is loud, even when you feel numb, and empty, and unsure if you'll ever feel whole again. He doesn't demand that you come alive before you come to him. He brings life with him, and love, and rest. You don't have to carry the weight of being lovable. You already are, not because of what you've done, but because of who he is. Jesus sees you, really sees you, not just the you others want to see, not just the version of you you try to be. He sees the real you. The one who stays up late overthinking. The one who tries so hard to be strong for everyone else. The one who feels like maybe, just maybe, you were never enough. But you are, because he says so, and his word is final. He called you worthy. He called you new. He called you mine. And nothing can erase that name from his heart. Not the sin, not the scars, not the time you wasted or the seasons you regret. You are still loved, still chosen, still pursued. So today, if the ache is deep, if the silence is loud, if the waiting feels endless, let this be your anchor. Jesus hasn't changed his mind about you. He hasn't stopped calling your name. He hasn't stopped whispering, you are loved, even now, even here, especially here, because love isn't just what he does. It's what he is, and who he is will never change. So no matter what life throws at you, no matter who walks away, no matter what your inner critic screams, there will always be a whisper stronger than the storm. A whisper that says, you are loved, you are mine, forever. That is the truth that holds you. Now, always. And when everything else fades, it will still remain. Love, the kind that stays, the kind that heals, the kind that saves, the kind that whispers, you are loved. When the dust settles, when the striving ends, when the masks fall away, when all that's left is your breath and your beating heart, he is there. And his whisper is still the same. You are loved, not because of what you accomplished, not because of how well you performed, not because of how many people approved of you. You are loved because you were created by love himself, and he does not make mistakes. You are not an accident. You are not an afterthought. You are not a burden. You are a miracle, breathing, healing, becoming. And as you heal, as you grow, as you stumble and rise again, let his whisper be the one that stays with you. Not the criticism, not the self-doubt, not the shame. Let the whisper rise. Let it fill the spaces the world left empty. Let it comfort the places others walked out on. Let it remind you of who you really are. You are not your worst day. You are not your biggest regret. You are not the voice in your head that says you'll never change. You are his, and that's enough. Enough to rest, enough to rise, enough to walk forward even if your knees still shake, enough to believe again. The whisper won't always drown out the storm, but it will always outlast it, because the whisper comes from eternity, from the one who loved you before you were born, from the one who saw this day and still said, I want them, from the one who stretched out his arms and said, it is finished. Love already won, and you are the prize he came for. So lift your head, let the tears fall, let the defenses down, let the healing begin. You are loved, with a love that doesn't fade, with a love that doesn't break, with a love that doesn't leave. You are loved by Jesus, now, forever, and always.